Who's Number One is going down this Sunday, and the girls' slate is as stacked as we've ever seen. The credentials are crazy. Trophy cases overflowing with gold medals. You got 1 versus 2 world team members taking on Fargo champs. It's going to be awesome, so we're going to highlight some of the matches and get ready to watch some of the best girls high school wrestling in the nation this Sunday. Let's talk about the headliner. We got Morgan Turner, pound for pound, one of the best wrestlers. She placed at the Illinois State Championships in the boys division. Last year, she won a U17 gold medal. This year, she won a U17 bronze medal. She's at 105 pounds, not wrestling 100 anymore, and she is taking on Julia Horger, a Fargo champ. And you may think, hey, this might be a mismatch on paper, but Horger just pinned Jacqueline Bouzakis, who's had a great rivalry with Morgan Turner. That is our headliner, 105 pounds. That's going to cap off an amazing night of wrestling, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. What else we got? Well, at 115 pounds, Ebenezer Ellison, another pound-for-pound wrestler. She is number 1 out of California. She is a U17 World Team member, and her opponent is going to be from New Jersey, Charlie Wiley. She is a Fargo champ. That's 1 versus 2, West Coast versus East Coast. That's 115 pounds. 135 pounds, that's one you're going to want to circle because it features Taina Fernandez. She is unstoppable. I mean, literally nobody in this country has been able to stop Taina Fernandez in the last 2 years. She's undefeated in domestic competition. She's ranked number 1 for a reason. Overseas, people have a hard time with her too. At the U17 World Championships, she teched and pinned everybody. I mean, nobody came close. Who gets to wrestle her? Well, number 2, Jordan Faust. Taina is going to be the favorite, but guess what? Jordan Faust has got home mat advantage. She's from right around the corner in Western Pennsylvania. She's also a Pennsylvania state champ. That's going down at 135 pounds. At 125 pounds, another name you're going to want to remember because she makes age-level world teams every year. She makes Pan Am teams. It's Everest Lidecker out of Arizona. She is making her 3rd appearance at Who's Number One. That's never been done before on the girls' side. And she's also going to try to win her 3rd match, which obviously also has never been done before. She's ranked number 1. She's pound for pound, one of the greats in the country. And she's taken on Mikala James, number 2, who got that ranking by winning Fargo. Now, you may say that looks like a mismatch, but Everest Lidecker, when she first made her Who's Number One appearance, she was unranked. And then she showed up, beat Cadence Diddick, hasn't looked back since. Could this be Mikala James's chance to do something like that? We'll see. At 120 pounds, we have another West Coast, East Coast battle. California, such a great wrestling state, especially in the girls' divisions. It's Isabella Marie Gonzalez. She's number 1. She's back at Who's Number One again. She had a barn burner against Carly Brooks. It was an awesome match. She won that at last year's edition. Now she's back to defend her number 1 ranking. She will have Savannah Witt, another Pennsylvanian. She's from the eastern part of the Keystone State. She's going to go west to University of Pittsburgh, Johnstown for a match against Gonzalez with the number 1 ranking on the line at 120 pounds. At 140 pounds, this may be the best rivalry in girls high school wrestling right now. It's Bella Williams from Oklahoma taking on Isis France from Arizona. France wrestles at Wyoming Sem in Pennsylvania, so it's a shorter distance for her. That's a great high school program that is really committed to girls wrestling. They went back and forth. It was best 2 out of 3 series for the U17 World Team spot. France won 1 match, but Bella Williams won the 1st and the 3rd match. She won the World Team spot. Isis France picked herself back up, dusted the dirt off her shoulder, went to Fargo, won a stop sign. So now you got World Team member versus Fargo champ. That's at 140 pounds. Don't want to miss that one. At 110 pounds, I'm pumped for this one. Heather Krull from Indiana taking on Taylor Whiting of Wisconsin, 2 rising stars from the Midwest. Krull, the number 1 seed. She won U17 World Team trials in the past. She made the U23 World Team just this year, taking on a newly minted Fargo champ. It's Indiana and Wisconsin coming together at UPJ. Krull versus Whiting. Circle that one. At 100 pounds, I love this matchup because you got World Teamer versus World Teamer. They both won at Women's Nationals earlier in April this year. Jacqueline Bouzakis, number 1 at 100 pounds, made the U17 World Team, and her opponent is going to be Haley Delgado from El Paso, Texas. Not a wrestling hotbed, but Delgado's trying to change that. She made the U17 World Team at the lower weight. She's moving up to 100. She's ranked number 1 at 95. We got 1 versus 1 to decide who's number 1 at 100 pounds. Can't beat it. Bouzakis, Delgado, going down at UPJ. The next one is going to be awesome. Sarah Henkel of Connecticut. She wrestles for Blair Powerhouse Prep Program in New Jersey, and her opponent is Charlotte Guilfoyle. She's a local Pennsylvanian. They're meeting at 145 pounds. Guilfoyle has placed at Journeyman, at Super 32. She was a finalist at the PIAA Championships. Henkel, she's been at Who's Number One before. She's also a finalist from Fargo. Two of the best wrestlers you're going to see, 145 pounds. At 130 pounds, this matchup could be the headliner. It would be the headliner at most cards. But at Who's Number One, we got some fireworks popping off at the top of the bout order. It's Aubrey Krazer, ranked number 1. She's from Easton, PA, but that's on the eastern side of Pennsylvania. She'll be going to the western side at Johnstown, and she's taking on Taina McGowan. She's one of 3 wrestlers from Wyoming Sem. They're both Fargo champs. Krazer has been at Who's Number One last year. McGowan just won herself a stop sign at Fargo over the summer, not that long ago. They're going to meet at 130 pounds. 1 versus 2. Doesn't get much better. That's just the second bout on this awesome stacked card. And we don't want to leave off the first bout that's going to kick off an awesome slate of 11 girls matches. It's Janiyah Johnson of Tennessee taking on Sarah Polk of Minnesota. This could be a revenge match for Polk. It was Johnson that defeated Polk at Fargo. Polk was also very close to making a U17 world team. They're 2 of the youngest wrestlers, 14 and 15, I believe, for Polk and Johnson respectively, and that is just to kick things off 2 highly ranked wrestlers, number 2 and number 3 in the nation. So that is the girl slate at Who's Number One. If you're a fan of awesome wrestling, you should be tuning in. It's going down Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern at UPJ. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. We'll see you there.